Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Loki, and today we are covering my face. And the reason why I am a pagan and follow Loki, because he is like the coolest, most chillest. That's a lie, he's totally crazy, but like, you know what I mean. Why I'm following Loki, and y'all get to see my face, like finally. The mystery is solved. What does this awkward little bean look like? What does he do for his livings? Is he hot? No, he's totally ugly, like not attractive at all. He also looked like a girl, because he technically is. But we're gonna get out of that conversation, because it's totally not what we're here for. I'm sorry in advance for the echo. I am in a relatively empty room because it is the only quiet one in my house. My husband and his friend, who is also my friend, are downstairs being scrubs and playing like my favorite game ever. So, there's that. I'm also recording from my phone. I don't know if I said that already, but like I totally am. So let's get into this so that I can post this and be afraid of what's going to happen afterwards, like I usually am. So once upon a time, I was young, like most of you. Like, most of us were probably young at some point. And if not, then damn. Let's talk about that. I was young and impressionable, and my mom was like, hey, let's be witches together. And I was like, I got you, let's do that thing. So, my mom raised me with pretty much just like a mix mash of like every kind of thing that she possibly could. She exposed me and my brother and my sister to like Christianity and Wicca and like just general all wholesome goodness of the ways of the pagan. And what ended up speaking to me at first was the Greek pantheon, like the Roman Grecian pantheon, and I wanted to follow Apollo because I was like, I'm kind of sunny and cheery. Insert oxymoron here because I was always dressing like this all the time. Didn't matter when. It wasn't Halloween for anybody else, but for me, fucking every single day was Halloween, and that's my life. But anyway, I wanted to follow Apollo because he seemed pretty chill, and I was like, I'm gonna like try this out. And I didn't get any objections. Everything seemed fine until like 2 years later. I started feeling watched, and I started getting really awkward energies coming from like everywhere, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? What is going on? Apollo, my dude, help me out here. Now remember, I was like young, so I had like no respect whatsoever for anybody, and I was just like, yo, my guy, help me. Let me follow him. I'm gonna figure this out. I also didn't know how magic worked, and also didn't know how gods worked at that point because I was like, itty bitty wee little thing. Like, not really though, because I was like a teenager, but you get the point, you get the point. Like, we all start somewhere, and that's where I started. So like about a week goes by, and I'm not really getting any good vibes. I'm getting like this chaotic, like old feeling, just craziness. And I went over to my friend's house, and I'm like, oh my god, my whole week has been total hell. Can I just like lay in your bed and become a burrito? And he was like super chill with it because he had no choice. I already had his blankets, and I was just like, it's happening. You're not stopping me this time. And I mean, really couldn't if he wanted to, because I'm a wiggly motherfucker. So, long story short, I was telling him about like my whole week. And he goes, are you sure you're not like being fucked with by a trickster, or like what's going on? Because I know that you said that you have like Norse lineage and like Italian lineage and like whatever the fuck. And I went, kind of don't want to believe that, but it's possibly the problem. And so I explored that path a little bit. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of feeling like Loki, and I'm scared. Help me, what do I do? And he just kind of noped out on me. He was like, no, you can come over to my house and use my blankets and become a burrito whenever you want to, but no, I'm not helping you. I'm not getting into that shit. And so about a month goes by, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this. This is not the life I want to live. I wanted to work with Apollo. I don't want to work with anybody else. You guys can just go away. No, I am not in the mood for Norse gods. They're intense. And so about another 3 weeks goes by after like this month, and I have completely given up on life. Nothing had been going right. My period completely stopped because I was so stressed, because I was just like, everything was falling apart in my life. And then I just kind of sat down in my living room, decided I was gonna watch some TV. So I plopped on my Xbox, I went to Netflix, and I was just like, I'm gonna watch some Netflix, and I'm gonna just sit here and draw and be quiet and just have a moment of peace to myself. That did not happen. About an hour into me doodling my cat, using my phone for a reference, and like not a smartphone or whatever. This is like old school freaking flip phone. Ancient technology of an ancient time, which was like 7 years ago, so not really that long ago, but everybody keeps insisting that it was. Yeah. So that's like, no. So long story short, I know I say long story short a lot, you're just gonna have to deal with it, because I'm super awkward, but I promise I'll get better. I was sitting there with my flip phone open with a picture of my cat, because she wouldn't stay still to save my life. She was just like, I don't like being drawn, you're not doing this to me. And so I was like doodling this reference onto my paper, because I needed like practice back then. It was kind of like shitty, and practice makes perfect. And I was watching, shamelessly, I was watching Thor Blood Brothers, because oh my gosh, it's a really good animatic, and if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. If Marvel's not sort of your thing, don't worry about it. You're not really missing out on much, but if you're a Marvel fan, look that crap up. It's so good. I think you can find it on YouTube. I don't know though. So if you can, let me know. I will link it in the description below. And so I was watching Thor Blood Brothers, and then all of a sudden, all of the lights in the room that I was in just went completely off. Every electronic turned off. And like all the other lights in the house were still on, which was weird. And I was like, what? So then they all like flickered back on, and like even like my Xbox and the TV, just like everything turned off. And if you are a console player, then you know that when your Xbox turns off and you're doing something, you are fucked. You have to start all over again if you didn't save, or you have to find the thing you were watching and then put it back on and try to get to the spot that you like were at before your power turned off. That did not happen. My TV turned back on, my Xbox turned back on, and it was on Netflix, and for some reason it was paused on a picture of Loki. And the scene that I was watching previously had nothing to do with him. And my phone even had turned off at this point, and instead of being on a picture of my cat when it turned back on, it didn't even boot up or anything. It just literally, it turned back on and was on a picture of a wolf. And all of my lights turned back on. And I went, oh my god, fine. I will become a Norse pagan. I'll become the heathen. I will do the thing for you. I am, oh God, yes, please, let me do this for you guys so that you can all feel good and happy about yourselves. Loki, knock it the fuck off. And my lights flickered one more time. And then everything stopped. And life returned back to normal. And I was like, oh crap, that was some really major divine intervention. And I'm not saying like I'm special or anything because this happened, because I've heard some crazy stories about how people got into the path that they're in. And I mean, mine's not that crazy compared to a few of the ones that I've heard, but it's still kind of out there. So I'm not saying like that I was specially chosen. I'm just saying that obviously I wasn't on the right path and I was denying it so much that some divine intervention had to freaking happen. And because Loki is a god of change and an asshole, he was the one who was my divine intervention. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. That's how I got into the path that I'm in. And yeah. I by no means suggest that you also start referring to Loki or any of the gods that you follow or that you are planning to follow as assholes. Because most of the time, they don't take that very kindly. The only reason why I do it is because I am a glutton of punishment. And I just don't care at this point. I have lived on this earth 27 years. 27 whole years. And I just don't care anymore. I know 27 years isn't really long. I guess like some of the people that are watching this probably be like, 27 years? You are still young. Stop with this, you're old, because you're not. But yes, there you go. That was my video, and I have shown you my face. And I'm sorry if I look weird compared to what you wanted. I know that I sound completely awkward, like, all the time. It's because I am completely awkward all the time. But anyway, the next time I'm gonna be recording, like, my face, I will have my backdrop, and I will have, hopefully, my recording equipment working. It was a struggle to just even get this video up. Seeing as on how I had to like record it on my phone, I had to like move to 50 different rooms before I could find a quiet one. You guys can probably still hear people in the background. There you go. If you liked this video, subscribe, comment, and leave me a doop like on the little radar down there below. If you hated this video, let me know why. Dislike the hell out of it and just move on with your day and just say, oh, that was a waste of my time. Like, that was a waste of 14-15 minutes of my life. Why did I watch this? But at the same time, joke is on you, because if you stayed that long, then obviously you were entertained and I have done my job. So, before I go, this has been Seer of Loki. This has been my face. And if you have any questions, any concerns, or you just want to say hi, hit me up in the comments below. And seriously, guys, I have like the most important news and the most important thing to tell you. Have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever the hell you are, and whatever time it is, I hope that you have a wonderful time. And you are all beautiful and amazing, fantastic people. And I'm really happy that you watched my video. Thank you. Bye.